Oh, I had just a few minutes before we go to dinner. We are starting I think I'm sweating. It was like 90 today, which in North Carolina means it feels 180. But now I'm in Virginia, and it's kind of cloudy, but pretty. So this is my campus of where my son is about to graduate. If you look over there, there's all the chairs that the seniors are going to fill up Saturday morning. And tonight we're going to dinner. And then tomorrow's baccalaureate and then graduation. Yeah, so it's kind of a big deal. And, you know, I've had all the feelings, right? Like you might think, well, her kid's been off it. She got rid of him 4 years ago. What does she care if it's graduation? I would say I think the biggest thing for me is like, even if he hasn't been at home, it's still a huge step. He's been on this campus, which is kind of a bubble. You know, he has a curfew and he has to show up at class. And so it's kind of like a pretend college, right? So next year he heads off to NC State. And if he doesn't go to class, that's on him. If he doesn't call his mother, that's on him. If he doesn't do 100 different things, come in at night, that's on him. So that's, I think, probably the biggest difference. It's also just I think as your children get older, you can remember more and more what you were like at that age. So, you know, 5, you might have a couple memories, or 10, it won't let you subscribe again. Shoot, well, try, maybe try from your computer. And they get older. So he's 18, and I remember graduating from high school. I remember going out to dinner. I remember that day. I remember going back to my parents' house and we had a party. I remember that summer. I mean, it is like all right there. So it's just interesting to be the mother, like driving here. I was so excited. And I was like, I'm so excited. It's like I remember graduating myself. And I'm not graduating, but I'm excited for him to graduate. But then at the same time, you're like really sad. It is the weirdest thing. It's almost like pregnant hormones. God, can you imagine being pregnant at your child's graduation? I'm sure there are people, but I'm not one of them. So anyway, why boarding school? Why get rid of your child? Why miss your child when they're going to leave soon enough? So they're going to leave in college. So you just gave up 4 years. You're right. I did. I gave up 4 years. Was it the right decision? I have no idea. Have you been crying? No, I'm just sweating. I took a shower. Was it the right idea? I don't know. You know, life is not a pick-a-path book. In a pick-a-path book, you pick your path. And if you were me, you would pick the path and you would read it. Well, then you go back and pick another path and you'd be like, well, this path was better. But we don't get to do that, right? We don't get second chances on decisions. What would it have been like if Thomas had stayed home for high school? I have no idea. What would it have been like if he had gone to Harvard? I don't know. I don't think we're going to know that. So you just have to follow your gut, you know? And for him, it was the right thing. I think he would tell you he's really glad he came here. And again, now he doesn't know any different. I see that he's got great friends. He has good friends at home. I see him being independent. He's able to fly by himself, take a plane, get an Uber. He knows what kind of work he has to do to get his courses finished. I feel like when he gets to college, he's got a little step ahead. I don't have to worry about him as much. But I don't know. I just did the best I can. And I think as parents, I think most of us are doing the best we can. There are a few times, I've had one lately where I've been like, gosh, I really think that was the wrong decision. And in my gut, it felt like the wrong decision. So I try to remind myself, like, make sure you're really following your gut. You know, really make sure you're following your gut on stuff because it matters. It matters. And anyway, I don't want to look back and be like, well, I should have done whatever. Don't doubt yourself. Yeah, I think it's just more about reflecting, you know, and trying to learn from decisions. Why not boarding school? Yeah, yeah, it's been good. I will say Thomas has a really good friend from Dallas, um, Dallas, Virginia, Turkey, South Korea, and Sarasota, Florida, and Pinehurst, and Ohio. So, and I mean, he has lots of friends, but like he's going to South Korea this summer to visit the friend, or he wants to go to Turkey, but he doesn't have any more airline tickets. And I do like that. And I like that he's been able to get comfortable with people he doesn't know. I think that's kind of a big jump, you know? So anyway, it's been good for him, I think. I went to boarding school, and so I guess that makes it a little bit easier. I went in the 9th grade. My granddaughter does all those things and did public school, all OP classes, wants to be a judge. So that's great. Yeah, everything is not made for everybody, you know? Not everybody could afford it, or not everybody gets a scholarship. You know, Thomas was telling me that one of his teachers here got into Harvard, and he's going to Georgetown for law school. And I said, well, or his MBA. I said, why is he going to Georgetown over Harvard? And he was like, well, because of the money. It's like, oh, well, that makes sense, right? So we have to always acknowledge what goes into decisions. Oh, yay, Brooke. Are you sending your daughter too? Yes, my daughter will be here next year. She will be here next year as a 9th grader, and she is really excited. She and I rode up here today, which is about a 4.5 to 5 hour drive, depending on traffic, or if you stop at TJ Maxx, which we tend to do. And I've got it on focus, and the phone call still came through. And I said, are you sure you want to go? And she was like, yes, I'm absolutely positive. And I was like, well, that's good. You know, that's good. So anyway, we will be sitting out here. Hopefully it won't be raining. And tomorrow is baccalaureate and lunch and dinner. A lot of food. Oh, that's great. Yeah, and I have a very wide range of people in my house. And I think that one of the best things that has happened to me is that I know what real success is. And real success isn't being the best in your class, or making the most money, or having the best job, you know? Real success is being the best version of yourself. Does the boarding school offer scholarships? Yes. I think 65% have pretty major financial aid. Because if you didn't, you would have no diversity. And not just diversity like race, but diversity from economic diversity, which matters, you know? So anyway, yeah. Soak it all in and enjoy it. You know, it feels a little bit like a wedding weekend. You know, when you get married and everybody's like, don't forget it. You need to enjoy it. You're going to miss the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to really enjoy this. My 10-year-old with autism is not here with us. And that has been really hard for me. Probably the hardest time I've ever had to leave him. And it's only for 3 days. Really hard. It was the right decision, but it was really hard. It is hard. Making the right decision is not always easy, I think, which is interesting too, because you think, well, if it was hard, why'd you do it? But you know, hard things are good things. And this weekend is about my 18-year-old and launching him and making this about him. And when Amos does something amazing, we make it about Amos. Same reason I took him on a cruise for his 10th birthday. I never took the other ones on a cruise for their 10th birthday. So life is not necessarily fair in our family, but you get what you get when you need it. And that's really what I try to do. But I also wouldn't say that it wasn't hard, because it's been really hard. How will he do at home with our nanny caregiver? He will do fine. My husband is there tonight, and he'll come in the morning. He had a work meeting he could not miss. And then they will go to the pool this weekend. It's Memorial Day. And we will be back after lunch on Sunday and have a few, couple days with all the teenagers coming to our house so that we can kind of have a graduation party, an Amos graduation party, which is, was important to me. And then we have beach week, which I'm going to show up for a little bit. Then my daughter was like, does he want you to go? And I was like, me did not ask him. So anyway, yeah, all the feels. And then 2 days ago, I was a wreck over missing my brother. I'm basically like a walking roller coaster because I lost my brother so long ago. And I remember my older brother's graduation, and he and Adam, Thomas and my brother Adam, are real similar in the way that they're real pretty looking, and they have these big smiles and big personalities, and they're really sweet and kind. And not that my other children aren't, but there's just something about the two of them. And I just think, wow, I wish my brother were at this graduation. I wish he were here so he could have his own wife and their kids. And I wish we were all here together going out to dinner tonight. So anyway, but he's not. And we're going to choose to remember him and keep on going. We have a special present for Thomas for graduation. That was something that belonged to my brother. And so I'm really excited about that. Been waiting a long time to share this special thing with him. So anyway, you have to tune in later. Subscribers. Yeah, I miss my brother. Yeah, especially now. It's just something. You know, it's something. I miss him. My parents, you know, are getting older, and I miss having him to call and say like, oh my gosh, can you please do whatever? Or I miss just his physical presence or having his number in my phone, even if we weren't close, you know, knowing he was there, you know. Lots of emotions. Yeah, I had no idea. Anyway, I'm going to go find my parents and my oldest son, who I think was just at a pool party and basically was like, ha ha, when I said, I might come. Try not to get excommunicated. Carry on, people.